This is a generational heist for the Los Angeles Lakers as a shocking new report has dropped, revealing some huge details surrounding Naz Reid. Some new rumors and reports dropping surrounding the Lakers' connection to this player. We're going to break down exactly what this means and discuss how this could be huge for the Lakers going forward. Stay tuned for all that in this episode, folks. But before we get into it, a quick reminder to hit that subscribe button. If you're a part of the 90% who are not subscribed to the channel, this is the place to be for daily Lakers content. Thank you guys for your continued support. Make sure to continue to hit that subscribe button for me. But ladies and gentlemen, a lot to go over today. Now, obviously, we've been talking a lot on this channel about the Luka Doncic game against the Nuggets, all these different things. We're going to take a step back as a new report has just dropped, and it is a pretty big one as it pertains to Naz Reid. You saw in the intro there, and I want to start with this here. So you can see from Jake Fisher, Naz Reid is expected to opt out of his contract this summer and enter free agency. Reid, who is the league's reigning sixth man of the year for a few more months, possesses a $15 million player option for the next season that many of those same strategists are expected to decline in search of a richer agreement this summer and richer arrangement this summer. So there's some interesting things here, and this has obviously gotten Lakers fans. It's gotten some articles. Everything is swirling as it pertains to this player and the Lakers, because when this dropped today, obviously we know the Lakers in free agency are going to be looking for a center. There's no doubt about it. They're going to be heavily in the market, heavily involved trying to get a center, right? That's obvious. Now, Naz Reid is one of the better. I mean, he won Sixth Man of the Year last year. He's one of the better, centers in the NBA, especially as it pertains to playing a role, right? There's no doubt about that. And you can see this here. Things started to really pick up around Lakers Twitter, around everything. Luka, Reaves, Hachimura, LeBron James, Naz Reid, and obviously you can see that there. And I mean, for one, that starting lineup, albeit a little bit small, is really, really good. And we're going to dive into how the actual fit of Naz Reid, looks on paper and all these different things. But this is a very big report. Now, whether the Lakers get him or not, it's still a huge report as it pertains to the NBA, right? Because now you're at a point where the Lakers are positioning themselves now by the Mark Williams trade actually being nixed. They're positioning themselves into a position to where not only can they go out and acquire a center via trade, maybe a sign and trade, something like that. If they move things around, they can obviously make room to sign somebody in free agency. But the point is, they open up a lot of their options as it pertains specifically as it pertains to a center, right? Because if they would have went out and got Mark Williams, he's under contract for a little bit longer, a while. He would have been their future center, right? He would have been the guy going forward. And they would have used those picks to probably, fine tune the edges a little bit, go after all these different things. But now, as it pertains to specifically, the Lakers, they can go out and they can do some very interesting things. And Naz Reid is certainly one of them. We'll dive into a bunch of other things after. You see this here, Naz on a podcast, people were saying Naz Reid is a Laker, all these different things, right? Now, as you start to think about it, it actually does make some sense. Now, we'll start by saying if he opts out of his $15 million player option, you're of course going to want him then to, if you're Naz Reid and you're Naz Reid's camp, you're going to want to go out and get a much bit bigger contract than that and probably, a bit of a longer term one. And this dropped before he even chose to opt out. Naz Reid is a player option this summer. He would be an amazing center for the Lakers, and goes into some highlights. I mean, as it pertains to Naz Reid, the player, we know that he really started to thrive with the Timberwolves early in his career, and he's been with the Timberwolves throughout his entire career. But let's say his rookie year, 9 points a game, had a really good age 21 season. But he's really started to come into his own over the past few years, and he has been a six man. Now, I don't think he's going to be a six man for the Lakers. You'd have to assume he'd be the starting center. Now, maybe there's a world where he'd actually, go out and play six man if the Lakers go out and either get a different center or trying to play small ball, or maybe they go deep into the playoffs this year and then they want to go out and specifically go after they want to keep Jackson Hayes around, and they go after like a six-man center who, plays still 27 minutes a game, basically playing starting minutes. I mean, there's a lot of different avenues that the Lakers could go if they get Naz Reid. Again, Jackson Hayes, if he continues to play really well, a lot of this will come down to when it comes to Lakers' pursuit of a center in this offseason. A lot of it's going to come down to who is kind of left, but also how they finish off this season. Because if Luka and Jackson Hayes develop a really good chemistry, then maybe even Naz Reid make it better fit. He's shooting 40% from three this year, 41% last year. Like, he is a stretch five. He shoots almost 6 threes a game. Very, very efficient, averages 15 points, 6 rebounds. He is an okay defender. He can block shots. He is a perfect fit as it pertains to, stretching the floor. And that's one of the things. Like right now with Luka Doncic, that's why I'm thinking, I mean, again, a Jackson Hayes, Naz Reid combo could be absolutely filthy. You have the taller Jackson Hayes who can block a lot of shots, who can play that pick and roll, be that lob threat offensively. And then you have Naz Reid coming off of the bench who can shoot threes, who can stretch the floor, play him at the 4 a little bit in lineups where you don't, necessarily want to have Rui Hachimura on the floor, for example. You can run Luka, Reaves, LeBron, Naz Reid, and Jackson Hayes, like a really big lineup. Again, you're going to have Dorian Finney-Smith. There's so many different options if they go out and can get this guy. And it kind of goes to show that, and let me know down below if you're happy that, the Lakers didn't pursue that Mark Williams trade. Also, note on that, he's out tonight with injury management, even though he came out and said he wasn't injured at all, and all those things were just lies, right? It's at the point now where none of this, I think the biggest takeaway is that there's going to be a lot of available options at the upcoming free agency and, sign and trade pool, all these different things. Nick Claxton's another one that keeps getting brought up. The Lakers have a ton of opportunities. Now, as it pertains to this year specifically, Bismack Biyombo, we'll have videos coming out on that. Players are going to become available, and they still have that open spot. If they want to convert Jordan Goodwin, who's looked really good over the past handful of games, then they can, of course, waive Cam Reddish, who's also on the brink of return as well. Like, there's a lot of different things there. But as it pertains to Naz Reid, man, oh man, would he be a perfect fit for this team. He's not he's not a huge, guy, right? He's not going to be someone who can guard Nikola Jokic. But I mean, we saw Rui Hachimura be the primary, defender, ball defender on Nikola Jokic. And a lot of that has to do with JJ Redick and the way that he is scheming things. And if you put Naz Reid, an offensive threat who can rebound the ball, who can shoot the three ball extremely well, like all these different things, man, oh man, would this team look even scarier. And that's the biggest takeaway from this. They can still win a championship this year. Luka came out, they said that's their goal. They have the ability to do that. They're a fantastic team, and I'm fully on the Lakers wagon, right? Even beyond this season, though, you have so much to look forward to as it pertains to options in both free agency and via the trade market to improve your one glaring hole, which is the center position. Again, I covered it in the video earlier today. The Lakers have a plus 1,600 odds to win the championship. The only reason it's that, I guess, high, or I guess low, the odds are that low, even though that's still very, very good, right? They would be, if they had a, solidified center, if they had a great center, their odds would be a lot higher. And this article dropped. The Lakers will sign Naz Reid in free agency. It dropped today. You can see here how the 2025 season finishes will dictate the Naz Reid conversation a ton. The Lakers, on one hand, are looking to kickstart into the NBA Finals in their first season with Luka and JJ Redick, and they're doing so without a center that truly deserves to be a starter. Naz Reid is expected to become a free agent, as we reported, or as Jake Fisher reported earlier. Lakers' center position is a major need. Jackson Hayes is currently the Lakers' starting center, with Alex Len coming off of the bench, but neither of these guys should be trusted consistently in their roles. Hayes is an excellent energy booster off the bench that can be a perfect rim runner in transition, as well as an amazing lob threat. And then Len. And of course, you've been running Dorian Finney-Smith at the center position. Adding a guy like Naz Reid, he's going to get paid $25 million, 30 million. Like, with the way that these salaries are going up, it's going to be interesting. Let's say he gets paid 20, 25 million. You go out, you have a stretch for, he shot fantastic from the three-point line his entire career, right? 40, 40, 34, 34, which is slightly below average. But when you have, it's not like he's coming from a guy who barely shot threes and didn't have a lot of them attempted into a great, fluky couple years. He has been shooting them for a while, and it's really starting to pay off now. So let me know down below what your thoughts are on this. Things are absolutely picking up. They're getting very interesting. And once this season ends, this is going to be a huge conversation. But again, it goes back to the fact that I think not going with and not making that Mark Williams trade was the right call, because man, oh man, is there a lot of options available. Even guys like Nickeil Alexander-Walker who are going to become available. So let me know down below what your thoughts are. A ton of new things dropping. Thank you guys for watching. Cheers.